Alright, so Smackdown happened. Apologies for not recording this video in the usual fashion because I do have people over. But hey, anyways, and plus, if WWE is clearly not going to put effort, why should I? So Smackdown happened. This is the go-home show for Saturday Night Main Event that's coming up. Can't say that I'm intrigued at all. I don't know. I mean, Saturday Night Main Event might be a fine show with certain people on the show, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be as exciting as it should be. Whatever. Anyways, the show started with Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest brawling for a little bit backstage. I missed this because I tuned in the show like 2 minutes after the show started. But yeah, I missed this, and they eventually brawl later on, but whatever. We had Tiffany Stratton celebrating her women's title win against Nia Jax, and then Alexa Bliss interrupts. She introduces herself to Tiffany. She says that Tiffany should pray that she doesn't win the women's Money in the Bank match, and how her being in the top will fumble down. Alexa Bliss says she also cashed in on she did everything that Tiffany did, but probably better. She just ran it to coattail, whatever. Alexa also mentioned how she didn't like Charlotte and doesn't care for a person who calls herself the Queen. Charlotte interrupts and says that she has accomplished a lot in WWE, but never won Money in the Bank. Like, who the hell cares? Like, Money in the Bank is great, another title shot you're gonna get. So, what's the point? Who cares? Like, oh, I never won Money in the Bank. Like, Money in the Bank is just a shot for the title. Like, I don't know. And for Charlotte's sake, she doesn't even need to win Money in the Bank to get a title shot. I thought that was the idea. Whatever. She vows she's gonna win and take back the spotlight, whatever. And then Tiffany says that Alexa and Charlotte are just too vintage for her, and how she is the upgrade, and that's Tiffy time or whatever. That is will be Tiffy time. I mean, fine promo. I don't know. I just didn't care. Like, so this show, they had the women open the show, and then the main event. So let's just say this: I fell asleep during this show, even when I had people over. This show was just terrible. My uncle was over. He used to be a big fan. This show exposed like how the problem with wrestling nowadays, where it's just a bunch of new people, and there's no stars anymore. It's like, who cares? There's a bunch of new people that have no substance, no star power, no like oohs and ahs. You don't see them as stars. They're just a bunch of freaking bodies that are just wasting, like, just inflating into the freaking show, doing nothing. And we're supposed to believe to care about these people? I don't know. Anyways, Julia, who again is a new person that no one really knows aside if you watch NXT, she defeated Charlotte and Zelina Vega. So much for that promo about Charlotte qualifying for the Money in the Bank, basically running that promo. But Julia, who's the rookie in this, she wins? Like, so much for, like, making your stars. I don't even care, man. Like, so much for, like, supposedly your stars. Like, you waste our time with, building these people, and then they could easily lose this. And again, why you're doing Money in the Bank qualifier garbage. The Secret Service attacks Zelina Vega after Zelina Vega basically slaps Chelsea Green after she mocked her. Like, so much for her winning the women's title. She can't, basically back up by being champion, lose, and then this leads to a stupid brawl ensues, and I don't care, and then a match is made. Tommaso Ciampa cuts a backstage promo. One of my cousins mentioned how this guy looked so orange. What does that tell you? By the way, folks, what does that tell you? That people, if a person who doesn't watch wrestling anymore, or just doesn't really care for wrestling, but like they see somebody, what does that tell you when a guy looks like a retard? I don't know. You're clear as day that no one's gonna stay to watch. So Tommaso Ciampa, like, they cut a promo backstage, like how we kept getting screwed by your money in the Motor City and blah blah blah, and like there's things are gonna change. Oh, what's enough is enough. It's time for that change. Like, shut up, man. Owen Hart's corpse could just crash onto you, please. It's like the anniversary after all. Rest in peace, Owen Hart. Tommaso Ciampa beats Chris Sabin because of Candice LeRae, and zero reaction ensues. I don't know why I don't care. Solo Sikoa tells Jacob Fatu that he will team up with JC Mateo against Jimmy Uso and Rey Fenix later on. Jacob doesn't trust JC, and because he's not family, you're not blood. And then Soul's like, oh, don't worry, man. It's okay. You know, I got this. You know what I mean? And then, like, Soul says, you don't say it right. I'm going to say it. Because you know what I mean? That's what he said. I don't know. Soul's Jacob Fatu is clearly getting over as a star. So that's the only advantage right now. Me, Fab, and My Chin Yurchin defeats a Secret Hervis. Whatever. This is for some reason announced, and who the fuck cares? Jacob Fatu and JC Madoofy Head Fatty defeated Jimmy Uso and Rey Fenix. I don't care. We have R-Truth. This is probably the only good thing of the show. R-Truth says that people have been asking how he will fight his childhood hero tomorrow at Saturday Night Main Event. But then I realized that it's not the real John Cena. You know, I talk to other people and they say they agree that John become corrupt with power, like Gollum in Lord of the Rings. But I said, I miss my hero. But do what I have to beat the loss of loyalty, respect back into John. And if Cena wins, rewind. That's what's up. I mean, I understand that it's kind of dumb to just push R-Truth right off the bat to try and make look serious when after you've been training him like a goofball for years. But like, hey, at least there's a story. I can't hate it. At least there's something intriguing. I don't know, for me, I guess. It's not great, but whatever. So we're going to have a triple black-on-black crime going on next week for the Money Bank Qualifiers. I don't care. They all cut a stupid, pointless promo. LA Knight defeats Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura in a triple threat match to qualify for the Money in the Bank. I don't care. This match is announced for Saturday Night Event, making now 5 matches. Bianca Belair says, I'm not being the toughest my career, bitch. I'm going to prove all the baby referees. I'm going to whip my hair back. I'm going to come back next week with my hair back and forth. So Bianca Belair's coming back next week or whatever. And she's coming back in her hometown. Next week, Cena will also be returning after Saturday Night Main Events. And just a bunch of dumb shit that's going to happen and whatever. And the main events, I believe this is the main events. Yeah, so the show, so they were advertising that show, like, you know, how it will be history making for Fraxium to become the tag champs or whatever. Unfortunately, yeah, so they had the main event of this show literally was a match that couldn't be on Saturday Night Main Event, but because it's so much of a jobber tag team match that they decided the main event to show for God knows what reason. So the main events, the Street Profits versus Fraxium for the tag titles were the main event for God knows what reason. But I guess the only way that they, you know, to make it justified was because of the return of the Wyatt 6. So the show ended with, thankfully, I guess a little cliffhanger, but it's, who the hell really cares, right? So the show ended with a match that no one was clearly going to care to watch and see, only for a cliffhanger. But again, it's like, if you're going to do something like that, like, I'm sorry, but it's not a main event match to main event to show it. You know what I mean? So who the hell would care, like, to even stay for this supposed cliffhanger? But again, so the show ended with the Wyatt 6 returning after, like, Bro Dow's, like, was apparently injured, killing kind of, like, the mystique, or just killing the intriguement of this already kind of dead, dumb faction idea just to honor Bray Wyatt. So the Wyatt 6 show up and they attack both teams, and they have a birthday cake. Apparently they did this because it was Bray Wyatt's birthday. I'm sorry, but who the hell cares? I mean, rest in peace, Bray Wyatt, obviously, and happy peacefully birthday to him. But, like, I'm sorry, but how long is it going to take that you're going to do this whole, like, cheap kind of, you know, fake remembrance? You've done all you can. You can only do so much where you're trying to remember Bray Wyatt. It's like, it almost at this point, you're like, you're like literally doing this for the ratings at this point now. You're literally doing this as just like, hey, you know, we're gonna do this for money, unfortunately, rather than like actually honoring him. But at the same time, who really cares? This Wyatt 6 faction is a joke. You ruined the Wyatt Six. You have failed to utilize them as this next big threat. They're a joke. From last time I remember, they lost their last match to a team that got released. So why should we care about the Wyatt Six when they're literally a joke? Who cares? I'm sorry, who the hell cares? This is all a joke. This is all pathetic. And that's what we have to wait for, this garbage cliffhanger? For a faction of a group that is basically deader than the fucking person who passed away? Oh, but that's very scary. Who cares? I'm sorry. It's just like, I'm not trying to be rude. I understand they're trying to honor Bray and whatever, but I'm sorry. You already kind of done all you can. It just doesn't help with bad writing and, the direction. Who the hell cares at this point? Enough with it. Enough. You done all you can. Enough with it. Enough with this Y6 garbage. Enough with the jobbers. This show had no star power whatsoever. This was a garbage show. And a garbage way, honestly, a cliffhanger, because who the hell cares? Oh, but it's honor Bray Wyatt, so that's why we can't bash it, guys, because we gotta honor a dead guy all the time. We can't even criticize something, even though they're clearly using it for fucking greedy shit. They're using a guy's death now and profiting off it. That's what they're fucking doing. Till next time, peace, yeah, bye. What a joke, who the hell cares? It's a garbage show. And just jobber main event, for God's sakes. Why was this even the main event? You could have had this in the opening of the show, middle, fine. But literally, for us to wait of a main event, a match like this to main event, like, who the hell cares? Till next time, peace, yeah, bye.